Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Well, today, Donald Trump, not in Washington, he was out and about. Today, I believe he went to Louisiana, the big sleazy in the big easy. When he arrived, the Louisiana lieutenant governor greeted him with big, hairy Trump socks. They're kind of nice. I kind of like those. I wouldn't mind a pair of those myself. Nice socks. Nice socks, but if you really loved me, you'd get my face as a tramp stamp like Bill Barr did. Fun fact. That's a true story. That's a true story. It's a true story, wow. Yeah. Oh. Fun fact, those socks were made in China and now cost $1,000. Then Trump was off to speak to Louisiana energy workers, and he painted a bold vision of the future by never letting go of the past.
That beautiful day in November 2016, and I'm sure nobody remembers that beautiful day. Does anybody remember that? That's one of the highest rated days in the history of television. One of the highest rated days. Did anybody not watch television that night? All over the world they were watching.
Yes, it was a must-see television event. Everybody tuned in to see me ride my dragon and burn Washington to the ground. And people complained. They're like, why would he do that? I'm telling you, I don't know why people complained. The writers had been hinting all season that that's how we were going to wrap up democracy.
And looking ahead to 2020, of course, he had to go after Joe Biden.
I don't know what the hell happened to Biden. What happened to him? I'm looking, I said, that doesn't look like the guy I knew. What happened to him?
The Biden I knew worked in the White House. Where is he? I never see him around.
Then I'll take it. Then, in a brief tangent about wind power, he asked the question we've all been waiting to hear.
You want to see a bird cemetery?
Do you want to? Because I'll take you there. It's called KFC. So sad. So crispy. Extra sad, extra crispy.
Trump's not just tilting at windmills, folks. He's also jousting with China. And I'll catch you up on all the latest in our ongoing segment,
Trade War. What is it good for? I am really asking. Say it again, y'all. Trade.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to point out that's the second time you've sung that in the show, and you end with "say it again, y'all," and we never say it again. So
I know.
It's an empty call for action, is what I'm saying.
That's right. That's right.
Last week, Donald Trump imposed 25% tariffs on $200 billion worth of Chinese goods. So yesterday, China retaliated with tariffs on $60 billion of American products, including beer, wine, and swimsuits. Explaining the new MTV show, Spring Break Shanghai, Sober and Naked. That guy's jacked. That guy's... Now, the Trump administration is thinking about hitting China back with tariffs that would cover nearly every consumer product left untouched by previous tariffs, including cell phones, laptops, and tablet computers. But without our devices, Americans would have to talk to each other. That won't work. We can't even agree on the color of this sneaker. It is light gray and green, or I will see you in hell. What was I talking about? Right. Trade war. Trade war.
What's it good for? Absolutely.
Trade war. Trump is not worried, as he demonstrated by getting up at 6:30 a.m. and calmly sending out 10 tweets, including this one.
When the time is right, we will make a deal with China. My respect and friendship with President Xi is unlimited, but, as I've told him many times before, this must be a great deal for the United States, or it just doesn't make any sense.
Let me get this straight. His friendship and respect for Xi is unlimited. He won't even say that about his wives.
I will love, honor, listen, I will love, honor, and cherish you all the days up to the expiration date tattooed on the back of your neck.
Now, Trump stayed upbeat, predicting
we can make a deal with China tomorrow before their companies start leaving so as to not lose USA business. But the last time we were close, they wanted to renegotiate the deal. No way. We are in a much better position now than any deal we could have made. We'll be taking in ... billions of dollars and moving jobs back to the USA where they belong. Other countries already negotiating with us because they don't want this to happen to them. They must be a part of USA action. This should have been done by our leaders many years ago. Enjoy.
Really? Yes, enjoy the trade war. Let's ride the economy all the way down. We are so screwed. Now, this morning, Trump was asked about the trade war, and he had a milder term for it.
We're having a little squabble with China.
A squabble. It's a squabble. We've had lots of squabbles throughout history. We had the Civil Squabble. We had World Squabble I, World Squabble II. My favorite show.
Then Trump was confronted by his ancient enemy. The follow-up question.
A small squabble. Don't you understand that American consumers may very well suffer because of this?
Yeah. So, you have no tariff to pay whatsoever if you're a business. All you have to do is build or make your product in the United States. There's no tariff whatsoever. So that really works out very well.
Yeah. Yeah, it works out well. To stop paying tariffs, all you have to do is stop using products made in China. That is going to be awkward for Trump. He's going to have to stop using his own ties and his hair, I'm guessing. I'm not sure. That's mostly sheetrock, right? That's gypsum. Of course, the people suffering the most in this trade war are America's farmers. China's had tariffs on agricultural products for almost a year now. So, of course, Trump called that a win, tweeting,
our great patriot farmers will be one of the biggest beneficiaries of what is happening now. Hopefully, China will do us the honor of continuing to buy our great farm product, the best. But if not, your country will be making up the difference.
Wait, did he say farm product? I'm not sure he knows what grows on farms.
You know, farm product, amber waves of the brown grass stuff, the non-carbonated white cow cola, and the green thing you take off the burger.
Trump is promising.
Green thing you take off the burger.
Trump is promising farmers $15 billion in subsidies to replace the money China would have spent on farm product. But due to plunging commodity prices, many farmers think that won't be enough to cushion the blow. Well, one man doesn't cotton to these farmers' complaints. Arkansas Senator and Neck Magazine's Neck of the Year, Tom Cotton. Senator Cotton was asked about the sacrifice farmers are making, and he was not impressed.
There will be some sacrifice on the part of Americans, I grant you that. But I also would say that sacrifice is pretty minimal compared to the sacrifices that our soldiers make overseas, that our fallen heroes who are laid to rest in Arlington make.
Wow. That is true, of course, but it's a weird way to get out of answering a question. Honey, did you take the garbage out? No, but neither did the men who laid down their lives at D-Day. You tell them that tomorrow is recycling. You tell them to separate their paper from their plastics. How dare you? How dare you? Speaking of politicians using the troops, we might be going to squabble with Iran. Tensions have been escalating ever since Trump pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal. And today we learned that Trump's national security advisors have come up with a plan to deploy as many as 120,000 troops. Trade war? War? Is there any kind of war Trump isn't about to start? Flame war? Cupcake war?
I will deploy 120,000 cupcakes to the troubled region of my mouth.
Trump was asked. Trump was
Absolutely nothing.
So sad. We lost so many cupcakes. We lost so many cupcakes.
Trump was asked about it this morning.
Are you planning to send 120,000 people to the Middle East in response to Iran?
I think it's fake news, okay? Now, would I do that? Absolutely.
What? That is the most insane thing I've ever heard. Sounds like me.
We got a great show for you tonight. The new team from CBS This Morning is here.